Hi everyone, I'm Melissa Duran and I am here at Nevada Child Seekers with Heather Dodo, the program manager here. Just so you know, I'm keeping my mask on just for safety reasons because it is a small space we're in right now. So Heather, thank you so much for joining us.
Glad to be here.
So for those who don't know, tell us what Nevada Child Seekers is and what you all do.
So Nevada Child Seekers is a nonprofit in Nevada dedicated to finding missing children. We work, specifically in Nevada, but we also help with the states surrounding us. We work with many organizations to recover children. Law enforcement, we're a liaison between families who are missing a child, foster care system that's missing children, and we help to recover them by whatever the situation, case by case. And we also provide resources to families in the community as well.
Are you all dealing with the majority of your cases being runaways, or are you dealing with human trafficking? What do you see?
I mean, all of our cases, they all kind of have their own story. There's really not like one particular way it happens. One of the biggest things that people assume is that, a lot of our cases are human trafficking, or a lot of our cases where our runaways are running away, they could go home at any time. And sometimes the story is really not all that simple. Sometimes we have cases where kids will willingly leave their own homes because they, interacted with a predator online or something of that nature, and they willingly leave their home, so they're technically classified as a runaway, when the really story is that they actually can never come home right after they leave their house. So every situation's different, every story's different. Some of these, they get a little bit darker than others, and some are just, kids that are being rebellious. Every story is different.
How do you go about finding these children? Because it is in Las Vegas, you have people coming in, coming out. A lot of people will think this is really finding a needle in a haystack.
The biggest help that we can get is actually having our flyers being circulated. That's why having our circulation of flyers on social media is such a big help, because a lot of our kids are actually on the streets. We do look for the community's help a lot in locating and spreading the word. We have command centers every last Saturday of the month. We host Saturday searches where volunteers come out and we actually go out and look for these kids. We work in investigating the situation depending on the case by case. So we get the background information of why the kid left, or what happened, what were the circumstances of why this child is no longer home, and we move forward from that point.
Do you guys help with, I know you said you do investigations, but do you look at their social media for any clues, talk to their friends, see where they could have gone?
So we work closely with, our case manager works closely with Metro. So depending on the situation, we will look through their social media to see if maybe they're updating it, to see if maybe we can figure out where they are. We work with the families to get more information, just to kind of get the best opportunity to figure out what is going on with this child. And once the child's recovered, we try to give resources to the family to make sure that they don't go missing again. Success
rate. Talk to me about how easy or hard it is to find these kids, and what you guys have seen in terms of success rate in bringing someone home.
We actually have a 90% success rate, so we find a good majority of our kids, and that wouldn't be possible without the help of the community. We're a very small organization. A lot of people think Nevada Child Seekers is really large, but we're actually very, very small, so we depend highly on the community's help, and we have been able to recover so many kids with the help of our community.
About how many kids at one given time, at one specific time, are you looking for?
So Nevada Child Seekers actually handles over 500 cases a year, but when we do our searches for the big search, we kind of focus on our top 30. These are usually kids that we kind of are at a dead end with. We don't really know much about them. Nobody has seen them. We haven't heard anything about them. So we're trying to get all of these volunteers' eyes out on the streets to get some kind of, new tip, some kind of thing so that we can make sure that their faces stay out there, and so that we can find them as quickly as possible and get a new lead.
So let's talk about the big search. What is it? When is it? How do people help?
So the big search is February 10th through the 12th. It's a 3-day search that we start at 9 a.m. all the way to 8 o'clock p.m. in partnership with Free International, Class Kids, Eris Group, a lot of organizations that come together specifically for this. We have volunteers that come out from all over the country to help find our top 30 missing kids. And this is where we go all over the city. As you can see right here, we have maps ready to go for a lot of our volunteers to go to different various areas in the city. We have teams, nobody goes alone, so we make sure all of our volunteers are safe when they go out. They do orientation. There's a whole protocol where we all go out, flyer the areas. We give booklets to businesses who have high traffic people coming in and out. So gas stations, fast food places where a lot of the times these kids will go to hang out if they're a runaway or if they're in an unsafe situation, just so that, you know, people who have heavy traffic, who see a lot of people, again, more eyes on the streets, more eyes out where these kids are is a huge help, and that's what the whole purpose of the Big Search is.
How old is your typical child who is missing in Las Vegas?
Most of our age group is anywhere between 13 to 17. That's kind of just, it kind of ranged variously, but we've had I think our youngest case that we've worked on is 3 years old. We've had, I think the youngest person on our Big Search list right now is actually 11 years old, I believe. So, you know, there is no age.
How long have you guys been doing the Big Search?
The Big Search we've been doing for about 5 years now, but Free International has been doing it for much longer. So we've kind of, this is they do it in other states as well, and this is our partnership collaboration for here in Las Vegas.
How has it gone the last 5 years here for you guys? Any good success stories
It's
that you
gone
remember?
really great. I mean, a lot of the times when we do the Big Search, you know, we're focusing on our top 30, but we actually end up finding kids that, you know, families that we didn't even know were missing, or kids who needed help that we didn't even know need help. And that's why this event is so imperative, is because, you know, we're focusing on these 30, but then we might recover kids that weren't even on our list, kids that we didn't even know needed help, and we are actually able to connect with other places in the city who had no idea that these things were going on in our city, and they're actually willing to help us, and every year we grow and grow with our connections. So we have more connections with, you know, Fremont Street and downtown and the Strip, and everybody wants to help. People just don't know that this is something that is out there.
How many people take part in the Big Search, would you say, here in Las Vegas?
Like volunteers?
Yeah, volunteers.
So, I mean, it varies, but generally we have like over 100 volunteers who come out. Again, like I said, some people come from other states to come help us out. We have locals who are definitely passionate about recovering missing kids. So if anybody wants to get involved, we would absolutely love if you could come out and help us do this.
Where should people go to find out more information about the Big Search, or who can they call?
To register for the Big Search, if you want to volunteer, you could go to www.thebigsearch.vegas. You can register on there, sign up for your shift, and you can actually also do orientation as well. So that's if you want to get involved with the Big Search. If you want just more information of Nevada Child Seekers in general, you can visit our website at www.nevadachildseekers.org.
Is there anything else that I missed?
That's it.
Thank you so much, Heather. We appreciate it. And good luck to you guys.